Evening, Bob.
Evening, Joey.
Where Good evening everyone and welcome to tonight's quiz. I think we're a small but select band yet again because I've had apologies from Jo, who's gone to support her husband in his debut playing in the Burton Big Band. He plays the saxophone, so she's gone to support him. But I do have Molly here with me, who's being very fussy and needy tonight for some reason, and she's just lying there purring. So we've got Debbie Glynis trying us on Facebook on the smart TV. I hope it works as well. And Sarah from Willington with Mum this time. Mum's not gone to WI then. Excuse me. So I think we've got Storm Babette has started moving in when I last looked out the window, where it's throwing it down with rain. 'Cause that's some of the big news, isn't it? And I don't know if we have any Zoomers. We've got a background has gone black. And I don't know what other news to tell you. I know David's doing his hospital education again tomorrow. Oh, and I know on Friday he's off to Loughborough to help some person with their shopping, because he's become a volunteer responder. Oh look, we've got all the autumn leaves falling in the background. He's a volunteer responder, which means that they get in touch with him every so often, and they say, oh, so-and-so, you need to ring up so-and-so, because they just need somebody to talk to, and this chap needs someone to do his shopping, so he's off to Loughborough and we'll be doing shopping for this person. So that's exciting. In answer to your question, Debbie, yes, I thought Brastoff was absolutely brilliant. It was, and Jo and Peter were there as well, so they thoroughly enjoyed it. But it was a very good performance. The place was packed, which is nice to see. And yeah, it was just generally very good. And I hope everyone who went enjoyed it. It seemed to get very good reviews, so pleased about that. I don't know what else we've got. I don't think we've got anything booked at the moment because of various other things taking place. What am I doing? I've finished reading Robert Galbraith with Cormorant Strike, which I enjoyed. That's worth reading. And I'm now on to Mick Herron, The Secret Hours, which is not quite a Slow Horses one, but it's around that area. So, but I'm going a bit slowly on that one. Don't know why. Let me think, anything else. At the moment, we're unlikely to be doing Find a Word this evening because there's a technical problem with it which hasn't been able to be fixed. So we'll probably just we'll have a little interval in case you want to get yourself a cup of tea or anything like that. But we won't have the longer interval for Find a Word. So sorry if you were looking forward to that. And at the moment, Molly's lying on the questions, so I'll have to disturb her. This is after she's knocked everything off the table. There we go. Oops. Did you? Oh, what are you doing? No, leave it, Molly. Thank you. Don't. Leave it. Don't you dare. Lie down again. I'll go and knock something else off the table. Right, okay. She's gone. So, what have we got tonight? I was just saying I didn't know if we'd got any Zoomers. So oh yes we have. Good evening, Zoomers. Well, we've got, caught up now. Round 1 is history. Round 2 is geography. I've gone very conventional tonight, apart from perhaps the last round. Trivia for round 3. Round 4 is the picture round, inventors and inventions. And round 5 is bin it or bag it, and I'll explain that when we get to it. So, if you're ready, I'll just have a little refreshment. And we'll get on to round 1, history. Question 1. In which century did 10 Downing Street become the official residence of the Prime Minister of Great Britain? In which century did 10 Downing Street become the official residence of the Prime Minister of Great Britain? Question 2. What nationality was the polar explorer Roald Amundsen? What nationality was the polar explorer Roald Amundsen? Question 3. Which year marked the end of British rule on the Indian subcontinent? 1946, 47 or 48? Which year marked the end of British rule on the Indian subcontinent? 1946, 47 or 48? Question 4. What was the name and number, I should say what were the name and number of the space mission during which Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin walked on the moon? What was the name and number of the space mission during which Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin walked on the moon? Question 5. How many times were the Summer Olympic Games hosted in the United Kingdom during the 20th century? How many times were the Summer Olympic Games hosted in the United Kingdom during the 20th century? Question 6. Julia Gillard was the first female Prime Minister of which country? Julia Gillard was the first female Prime Minister of which country? Question 7. 3 members of the House of York became Kings of England. Name 2 of them. 3 members of the House of York became kings of England? Name 2 of them. Question 8. In which US city is Ford's Theatre, where Abraham Lincoln was assassinated in April 1865? In which US city is Ford's Theatre, where Abraham Lincoln was assassinated in April 1865? Question 9. Which English explorer was executed in 1618, 15 years after originally being found guilty of conspiracy against King James I of England? Which English explorer was executed in 1618, 15 years after originally being found guilty of conspiracy against King James I of England? And question 10. Henry Sewell is generally regarded as the first Premier or Prime Minister of which Commonwealth country? Henry Sewell is generally regarded as the first Premier or Prime Minister of which Commonwealth country? Right, there are your 10 questions. Does anybody want any repeating? No repeats? Okay, we'll go through the answers then. Question 1. 10 Downing Street became the official residence of the Prime Minister in the 18th century, in 1735. Question 2. Roald Amundsen was Norwegian. Question 3. British rule on the Indian subcontinent ended in 1947. Question 4. The space mission during which Armstrong and Aldrin walked on the moon was Apollo 11. Question 5. The Summer Olympic Games were hosted in the United Kingdom twice, London in 1908 and 1948. Was due to be hosted in London in 1944, but obviously cancelled due to the war. Question 6. Julia Gillard was the first female Prime Minister of Australia from 2010 to 2013. Question 7. 3 members of the House of York became kings of England. You could have 2 from any of Edward IV, Edward V and Richard III. Any 2 of those. Question 8. Ford's Theatre, where Abraham Lincoln was assassinated, is in Washington, D.C. Question 9. The English explorer executed in 1618 was Sir Walter Raleigh. And question 10. Henry Sewell is generally regarded as the first Premier of New Zealand. So how did you do on that round? Mixture of reasonable and not so reasonable, I think. Sarah googled 3, oh dear. Debbie 8. Sorry Sarah, hope it gets better for you. Glynis 8 for you, 6 for Derek, all right. Okay. Right, we'll go on to round 2, which is geography. Oh, Bob got 7. Right. Geography, round 2, question 1. Which South American country has a capital whose name translates as fair winds? Which South American country has a capital whose name translates as fair winds? Question 2. What is the highest administrative capital, i.e. the seat of government, in the world? What is the highest administrative capital, seat of government, in the world? Question 3. Karachi and Rawalpindi were respectively the capitals of which country until its present capital was built? Karachi and Rawalpindi were respectively the capitals of which same country until its present capital was built? Question 4. Of which country is Jakarta the capital? Of which country is Jakarta the capital? Question 5. In which city would you find the Trevi Fountain? In which city would you find the Trevi Fountain? Question 6. Which is the largest city in South Africa? Which is the largest city in South Africa? Question 7. What is the capital of the state of South Australia? Melbourne, Adelaide or Sydney? What is the capital of the state of South Australia? Melbourne, Adelaide or Sydney? Question 8. What is the capital of Liechtenstein? What is the capital of Liechtenstein? Question 9. What is the state capital of New York State? What is the state capital of New York State? And question 10. Of which country was the marker the currency before the introduction of the euro in 2002? Of which country was the marker the currency before the introduction of the euro in 2002? Does anybody want any repeats? No repeats? Okay, in which case we'll go through the answers. Question 1. The South American country whose capital translates as fair winds is Argentina, with Buenos Aires the capital. Question 2. The highest administrative capital in the world is La Paz in Bolivia. Question 3. Karachi and Rawalpindi were the capitals of Pakistan until Islamabad, the current capital, was purpose-built in 1961. Question 4. Jakarta is the capital of Indonesia. Question 5. You would find the Trevi Fountain in Rome. Question 6. The largest city in South Africa is Johannesburg. Question 7. The capital of the state of South Australia is Adelaide. Question 8. The capital of Liechtenstein is Vaduz. Question 9. The state capital of New York State is Albany. And question 10. The marker was the currency of Finland before the introduction of the euro. So how did you do on that round? Debbie 6, Glynis 8, Sarah, we're improving with 4. All right. Never mind. Okay. Right, we'll go on to round 3. Oh, and Bob got 7, consistency. So, round 3 on trivia. Question 1. A Jewish boy becomes a bar mitzvah, which signifies becoming a fully fledged member of the Jewish community, at 13. At what age does a Jewish girl become a bat mitzvah? A Jewish boy becomes a bar mitzvah at 13. At what age does a Jewish girl become a bat mitzvah? Question 2. Mecca, the holy city of Islam, is located within which country? Mecca, the holy city of Islam, is located within which country? Question 3. Which of the 7 deadly sins is missing? Pride, greed or avarice, lust, gluttony, wrath or anger, sloth. Which of the 7 deadly sins is missing? Pride, greed or avarice, lust, gluttony, wrath or anger, sloth. What's missing? Question 4. Which is the hottest planet in our solar system? Which is the hottest planet in our solar system? Question 5. Noel Redding and Mitch Mitchell were the two less famous members of which rock trio? Noel Redding and Mitch Mitchell were the two less famous members of which rock trio? Question 6. Chou is the French word for which vegetable? Chou is the French word for which vegetable? Question 7. How many official languages are spoken in Switzerland? How many official languages are spoken in Switzerland? Question 8. Who wrote the humorous detective novel Dirk Gently's Holistic Detective Agency? Who wrote the humorous detective novel Dirk Gently's Holistic Detective Agency? Question 9. Who is the creator of the fictional character Jack Reacher, a former US Army major who roams the US investigating suspicious situations? Who is the creator of the fictional character Jack Reacher, a former US Army major who roams the US investigating suspicious situations? And question 10. What number comes next in this series? 1, 7, 11, 13, 17. 1, 7, 11, 13, 17. What comes next? Okay, there are your 10 questions for round 3. Does anybody want any repeating? Number 10. What number comes next in this series? 1, 7, 11, 13, 17. 1, 7, 11, 13, 17. What's next? Any others? No? Okay, let's go through the answers then. Question 1. A Jewish girl becomes a bat mitzvah at the age of 12. Question 2. Mecca is in Saudi Arabia. Question 3, the missing deadly sin was envy. Question 4, the hottest planet in our solar system is Venus. Question 5, Noel Redding and Mitch Mitchell were members of the Jimi Hendrix Experience. Question 6, chou is the French for cabbage. Question 7, there are 4 official languages spoken in Switzerland: German, French, Italian and Romansh. Question 8, Dirk Gently's Holistic Detective Agency was written by Douglas Adams. Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, Blokey. Question 9, Jack Reacher was created by Lee Child. And question 10, the next number in the series would be 19, they're prime numbers. So how did you do on that round? Debbie 8, that's okay. Staying fairly consistent. No, Sarah spoke too soon. 3. Oh, you're not having a good night, are you? But you did get the French one, I should think so. Oh, I am sorry. Well, as long as you're enjoying yourselves, that's the main thing. 7 each. What happened to the prime numbers 3 and 5? I don't know. I don't know why I left those out. How strange. Yeah. Don't know what. But as long as you got the next one. So, Right, we would normally have the interval and find a word, but we'll have a break for a couple of minutes. Take my face off the screen just for a couple of minutes and we'll come back in a couple of minutes. Went to see The Great Escaper with Michael Caine and Glenda Jackson. Very good, well worth seeing. Well worth seeing. Enjoyable. Don't know what I did with the numbers 3 and 5. Oh, you saw it on Sunday. Yeah, it was. It was a nice film. I wanted to see The Old Oak, but I don't think I'm going to have a chance to do that with other things going on. It's a shame because that's supposed to be very good as well. Right, if you're all ready, we'll start again with the picture round, inventors and inventions. This is the techies round. So the usual thing where you match up a list with the pictures. What did the inventors on the right invent? Off we go. Okay, go through them again. Okay, no repeats. No. Right, the answers to round 4. Question 1 was Thomas Edison, who invented the light bulb or is credited with it. Question 2, the telephone was Alexander Graham Bell. Question 3 is fluorescent lighting and polyphase electricity, whatever that is, Nikola Tesla. Question 4, the World Wide Web, Tim Berners-Lee. Question 5, radio guidance systems, Hedy Lamarr, very clever woman. Question 6, penicillin, Alexander Fleming. Question 7, synthesizer, Robert Moog. Question 8, first mass-produced electric guitar, Leo Fender. Question 9, jet engine, Sir Frank Whittle. And question 10, the helicopter, Igor Sikorsky. How did you do on that? I bet you did okay on that one. Sarah 10. Stand by your beds. Debbie 10. Goodness 10. The names helped in a few cases, yes. Yes, they would. Excuse me. And I didn't see what Bob got. I assumed 10. Yeah. Yes. So everyone got 10 on that, so positions didn't change. Right, we're on to round 5. We're going to finish early tonight because of the find the words missing. And this is bin it or bag it. And they're 10 general knowledge questions where either bin or bag is hidden within each correct answer. Whether that helps or not, I don't know, but it should do. So either bin or bag is hidden within each correct answer. So if you are ready for the final round, question 1. Who originally presented the TV quiz show The Weakest Link? Who originally presented the TV quiz show The Weakest Link? Question 2. Calypso is a style of music that originated in which twin island country? And you must have the full name to get the full point. Calypso is a style of music that originated in which twin island country? And you must have a full name to get the full point. Question 3. Which group performed the theme song for the James Bond film The World Is Not Enough? Not one of the more memorable theme songs, I don't think. Which group performed the theme song for the James Bond film The World Is Not Enough? Question 4. What is the name of the title character in the J.R.R. Tolkien novel The Hobbit? What is the name of the title character in the J.R.R. Tolkien novel The Hobbit. Question 5. What name is given to the sport or pastime in which someone is secured inside a large transparent ball that is then rolled down a slope or along the ground? Not sure I've ever fancied that. What name is given to the sport or pastime in which someone is secured inside a large transparent ball that is then rolled down a slope or along the ground? Question 6. What is defined as relating to or denoting a system of numerical notation that has 2 rather than 10 as a base? What is defined as relating to or denoting a system of numerical notation that has 2 rather than 10 as a base? Question 7. Published in 1852, which novel by Harriet Beecher Stowe was second only to the Bible in the list of best-selling books of the 19th century? Published in 1852, which novel by Harriet Beecher Stowe was second only to the Bible in the list of best-selling books of the 19th century? Question 8. Green, red, Savoy and Napa are all types of what? Green, red, Savoy and Napa are all types of what? Question 9. What was the name of the gorilla drummer in the fictional rock group the Banana Splits? What was the name of the gorilla drummer in the fictional rock group the Banana Splits? Question 10. With a total of 114 appearances between 1966 and 1991, who was the storyteller on more episodes of the TV show Jackanory than anyone else? With a total of 114 appearances between 1966 and 1991, who was the storyteller on more episodes of Jackanory than anyone else? Okay, does anybody need any of those repeating? Remember, bin or bag in your answers if they're correct. Okay, no repeats. Right, the answers. The original presenter of The Weakest Link was Anne Robinson. Question 2. Calypso originated in Trinidad and Tobago. Question 3. The theme song for The World Is Not Enough was performed by Garbage. Question 4. The title character in The Hobbit was Bilbo Baggins. Question 5. The sport or pastime being inside a large transparent ball is zorbing. Question 6. Relating or denoting a system of numerical notation with 2 rather than 10 is binary. Question 7. The Harriet Beecher Stowe novel was Uncle Tom's Cabin. Question 8. Green, red, Savoy and Napa are all types of cabbage. Question 9. The drummer in the Banana Splits was Bingo. And question 10. The storyteller who appeared on more appearances of Jack and Ori was Bernard Cribbins. So how did you do on that round, and how did you do overall? We shall find out. Sarah 9, that's good. Glynis 8, total of 41. Debbie 8 and a total of 40. Oh, you're in the lead at the moment, Glynis. And Bob got 10, well done. So joint winners, Glynis and Bob with 41. Oh, well done. And Sarah, you picked up towards the end. Hope you all enjoyed it anyway, and we'll see you next week. Hopefully we'll have Joe back, and hopefully the weather might have improved. We've got the heating on. And we'll see you next week. Thanks for coming along.